webcam in here somewhere? Webcam? Webcam. Music? Music. Alright. It's Saturday morning. It's pirate weekend, but we're professionals, okay? We're professionals. We're gonna cancel Outlaws at Alkenstar High Noon just because we want to play as much pirates as possible. That's crazy. This is what commitment is all about, right? This is what showing up, right? Okay, so here we are, showing up. We got a game at 9, runs till 12. The longer I run and play 3-hour games, the more I like 3-hour games. So I don't think in the future I will run any games longer than 3 hours, unless it's for like a charity event or a one shot or something like that. I don't foresee myself playing more than 3-hour blocks of tabletop anymore, except under certain circumstances, because I feel it feels like enough. It feels like enough. So yeah. Anyways, let me see. Yeah, let's get rid of that. All right. A lot of interesting things happened this week regarding Pathfinder with the advent of giant ogre spider matron lady. I feel a lot more confident and comfortable messing around with the mechanics of the game. I didn't make this spider from scratch, obviously, but I had a good time throwing things together and using it to craft an encounter, and it made me feel more confident about other aspects of the game, which I've been waiting for this sort of breakthrough, I guess. And I went ahead and got the B team stuff sorted out for Pathfinder. Interestingly enough, I based all of the Pathfinder B team companion system stuff that I made off of the 5e stuff, right? But it turns out there was never actually a document for the 5EB team. It was all just in my head. It had never been written down. So now it is written down, and there's guidance there for how this B team stuff works. All right. So with that sorted, I want to look at the B team document for Pathfinder and see how it shakes out for this campaign and what we're doing next, kind of thing. And then we will look ahead a bit for this campaign and figure out what's happening next. We have some time this morning, 45 minutes, so we might also look at the camping rules from Kingmaker, which are allegedly pretty boring and tedious. So probably don't want to add those to any of our games, but it might be interesting. So let's see. During your adventure, you'll find recruit many allies. NPCs can be an amazing storytelling device to keep the party focused, immersed, and involved. However, the tight math of Pathfinder 2e can make adding allies to combat trivial, deadly, unbalanced, and/or cumbersome. It can also dilute the focus of the PCs as the heroes and main characters, and also make combat take too long. Alright. The B team system is designed to allow the party to travel with NPCs and have those companions be present during fights without those NPCs stealing the show or getting themselves killed. If you find the inclusion of B team is makes encounters too easy, let's say if you find the inclusion of B team makes, but your group is enjoying, I think we could keep that. That's fine, Grammarly. Jeez, but your group is enjoying the safe and easy access to favorite NPCs, consider slowly balancing your encounters around their inclusion, or revise one or more B team abilities. Alright, so passive companions, aka the B team. You can slot one B team member per PC. Typically, this means your party of 5 heroes can be accompanied by a second party of 5 characters who are also venturing, helping out just off screen, doing less interesting, impactful things. B team members cannot be targeted during combat or exploration. They are present, but also just off screen. B team members are available for roleplay, plot, and lore drops to assist with their areas of specialization story arc. Lore drops and to assist there. Okay. To use B team members' activate ability or have them activate a B team ability, a PC must spend the appropriate action economy. And then we should put this up here as maybe a subsection. There we go. Any PC can spend action economy to activate any slotted B team member. Alright. Once activated, that B team member will need to must rest, there we go, for 10 minutes before using an activated ability again. Unique B team abilities. Every NPC gets recruited to the B team. Every NPC that gets recruited to the B team should be given 2 abilities. Hey, Cryptid. Yeah. A little too much magic on Saturday mornings, some might say, but they're owning it. They're owning it. Every NPC that gets recruited to the B team should be given 2 abilities. Passive. This is a scaling bonus the NPC provides during exploration, combat, or always. And activated. This is an ability. This is an ability that a PC for the listed cost can activate. I don't really like that wording. This is an ability that can be activated by any PC for the listed cost. Alright, what if we just say an ability can be activated by any PC? There we go. Once a BT member uses an activated ability, it must rest for 10 minutes. We already mentioned that before, but you know, it's that Pathfinder way to redundantly say the same shit over and over again if it's important, because people learn through repetition. An ability must be activated by once a BT member uses an activated ability, must rest for 10 minutes before using an activated ability again. When using an activated ability, treat the activating PC's location as the point of origin of the ability. Beautiful. Alright, B-Team, basic B-Team abilities. While each B-Team member will have their own unique activated ability, any B-Team member can be activated to perform one of the following basic B-Team abilities in place of their signature ability. Alright, so then reaction helpful. Trigger, you are about to make a d20 check. Effect, the NPC grants you a +1 circumstance bonus to a d20 check you are about to make. This bonus increases to +2 at level 1. I don't know, I was going to put tags in here. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know what tags would be appropriate for each of these abilities. Like helpful? I don't know what that would be. Let's see. So like aid has no tags, and I guess it's okay not to have tags sometimes. First aid, the passive NPC attempts a DC 15 flat check to stabilize a dying creature within 50 feet. You can instead spend 2 Pac-Man to make the flat check 13, or 3 Pac-Man to make the flat check 11. That's cool, I guess. So this would be action. Okay, I see how I did it here. Alright. Okay, reaction cheap shot. Trigger. You are dealing damage to one or more targets. The passive NPC increases the damage dealt by an amount equal to half your level. The damage type remains the same if the effect I don't know why this wouldn't be a new sentence. If the effect has multiple damage types, choose which one to increase. Maybe we'll put a semicolon in there. English is just a fucking mystery. The damage type remains the same. Choose which one. That does sound better. Okay. Hold still. The passive NPC. We keep calling it the passive NPC. Why don't we put the B team NPC? They're called both at the beginning. The passive NPC attempts to help you remove an ongoing effect. You may make an immediate check to end one ongoing effect. That seems good. All right, examples of B team NPCs. So Stu. So we'll put Stu is a personal, a clockwork butler. Equal parts nanny, chef, and advisor. They were punch card coded to be very stern and very demanding. Yeah. Okay, so the passive ability of this NPC is Stu can generate up to 10 rations per day. They are always grilled cheese sandwiches with the infusion trait. Hey, good morning, Brewdog. I don't know what you're up to today, Brewdog, but you should look at playing some Sea of Thieves today. It's Community Day. We're gonna be playing from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. today, 12 hours. We're gonna be streaming the whole thing, reminding people that Extra Life is a thing. Maybe shilling for donations. We'll see. We're gonna be doing that after this morning's Pathfinder game is over. Activated ability is a reaction callous reprimand. Alright, so trigger, you witness another creature within 60 feet critically failing a check. Effect, if that creature can hear you and shares a language with you, it can re-roll the skill check, this time rolling 2d20s and taking the highest result. If they still fail the check, they take mental damage equal to your level. So, this actually has tags. So for this, we could put, is mental a tag? Mental? And then it's auditory, question mark? Verbal? I don't know, guys. I don't know what any of the fucking tags are. Hold on. Traits. Alright. Mental? Yeah, that's a trait, baby. Alright. Auditory? Okay. Verbal? No. Spoken? Vocal? What is the trait for saying something out loud? Spoken? Language? Shit. Alright, hold on. Maybe there's a spell. Heal? Manipulate. I don't really know if it's a manipulate. There's got to be a trait for verbal, right? EF2E verbal. Vocalization of words of power. Verbal component. Verbal. It is a tag. A verbal component is a vocalization of power, so it's a component. It's a spell component. It wouldn't be a trait. How do I see what the components are for this fucking spell? Divine, primal. Does it even list the components? Rules? Description? You channel living if the target is willing creature. So you don't have to see that one. Maybe that's why. Oh, so sight is sight a tag? Let's see. Oh, site. Why isn't my S key working? That's kind of weird. Is my S key completely broken? No, it's just not typing in there. There's no traits that start with S. Visual? Ah, visual. There we go. Okay, so visual would be a trait. I just don't see verbal. What a great and terrible mystery this is. I can't type S into that chat field. Oh well. Let's see. Duga. Alright. This kind-hearted, well-meaning priest of Bry loves books and cookies. He has found himself in over his head after a seemingly brilliant idea turned out to be a chaotic disaster. Alright. The passive is Fortune Cookies. Duga provides a +2 circumstance bonus to D20 checks made to avoid confusion effects. This increases to +3 at level 11. Alright, so what traits would you say that ability has if we're respecting and honoring the tradition of traits in Pathfinder? Also, would there be traits up here for passive? Do we need to have traits for this kind of stuff? Or do only activated abilities need traits? I feel like everything in Pathfinder has traits. Activated Ordered Heal. One creature you can see within 30 feet is healed 2d10. Further, until start of your next turn, they reduce the next flat check made to remove persistent effects by 1. At level 13, the heal increases by 1d10, and the flat check reduction increases to 2. That seems pretty fucking good. Alright, so what sort of tags are on heal? Alright, so it's got the healing tag, that makes sense. The manipulate tag. The vitality tag. And then, of course, we still need the visual, because you have to see your target, so the visual tag. Interesting to note that heal does not require you to see a target, so that's kind of cool. Alright, Roxy the Prairie Dragon. Okay, this small yet fierce dragon was separated from her wing as a hatchling. Once an eco-terrorist, she now seeks to return home. Alright. Passive. Any PC taking the search exploration action is treated as having tremor sense imprecise 30 feet. And that's pretty cool. Is eco-terrorist 2 words? Oh. Alright. Her activated ability, Roxy fires her breath weapon. So this is a dirt breath. Alright. And this has the tags Arcane and Earth. Cool. Alright, then we got Fossa the Colo Huntress, Sweep Up, Vashon Gattleby, and Woodchop so far. Alright, overall, I'm very pleased with these, and I'm eager to see how they work in play. I have been warned by a couple of people that they are a little too strong, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like action economy wise it's too strong, right? Resource wise, it's the equivalent of giving them renewable magical items, essentially. Powerful in some cases, renewable magical items, but that's not like the end of the world, in my opinion, because if friendship is magic and also the greatest treasure you could ever find, shouldn't the friends that the characters make be mechanically useful? You know what I'm saying? Not that you base your friendships on how mechanically useful people are, but I mean, some people do. So I'm excited to see how it plays out. I want to see what happens. All right. Is there anyone else here that we think might get recruited to the B team? Probably. Is it smart to design them ahead of time? Yes and no. The more of these guys you have built, the more you can just steal from yourself. Here is a great example. This is the 5e version of the B team document. And this document, I took the same characters that I had here for Pathfinder, and I made them in 5e. This was a great experiment to show just how different the two systems are, right? In 5e, no one cares if you make 10 rations, right? But if he makes grilled cheese sandwiches that happen to be good berries, that's pretty cool, right? So in this game, where things are a lot more strict, being able to get rations and stuff is pretty good. But in D&D, where nobody tracks that shit anyways, having 10 grilled cheese good berries, that's funny and cool and useful. The Callous Reprimand pretty much went, seamlessly. They have advantage, so you didn't have to describe what advantage was, and then if you still fail the check, they take psychic damage equal to your level instead of mental damage. Duga, he just gives an advantage to D20 checks made to avoid confusion effects. Way more powerful, right? But 5e design is very simplistic. Do you know what I'm saying? Like nobody in 5e wants to be tracking a bunch of +1 and +2 modifiers if possible, right? So you don't want to be doing that all the time. And then his ordered heal, it does some damage, and then it just gives you or heals some damage, and then it just gives you a +1 bonus to all saving throws for a whole round, which is pretty cool. You're seeing probably that the 5e abilities are way stronger than the Pathfinder abilities, and that's sort of, in my opinion, the nature of the design. Is 5e is so much looser and messier and overpowered in a way, whereas Pathfinder is a bit more constrained, and small benefits mean a lot more in a system that actually has strict rules and can't be broken by a handful of easily accessible spells. Yeah. So then I have my game Mythic Odyssey that we've been running for like 3+ years, and there's a shit ton. There's so many NPCs that they have recruited to their team. And so yesterday, in a fit of hyperfocus, I went through and I converted all of those NPCs over into the new format for the B team. And this was actually a very good process because I wanted to create some equity across the recruitables. And I also wanted to, in doing that, remove some of the long rest based abilities that I had given certain B team members. They had certain B team members that they had only an insanely powerful passive ability, but no active ability. Or there was an NPC that had just like 6 crappy activated abilities, and nobody wants to keep track of 6 crappy abilities when they could just keep track of 1 good ability. And then some of them had 1 super strong ability and no passive ability, but it was just a long rest ability. So in a game like Mythic, where they're only allowed to long rest in a settlement or on their ship, that NPC is very unappealing, right? Because why would I bring a person that I can use their ability 1 time probably on this entire adventure when I could bring people with short rest abilities? So I removed all the long rest abilities from these characters and redefined them to match with that sort of short rest / passive design. And I was pretty happy with it. So the more of these you build in the system that you're playing in, the easier it's going to be to go through and like cherry pick stuff, right? I envision eventually having so many of these NPCs, and you could give them all names, and have like like a book of pre-made NPCs, but you could also give them like a title, right? So um, Moxena could be beautiful allied Medusa, right? And this beautiful allied Medusa, if I'm running a game and my characters recruit a fucking Medusa, right? I can just say, hey, I saw that. There's a Medusa ally. It's obviously not Moxena because it's a different campaign, but they recruited. I might as well just grab the same thing, right? So they have this stone gaze ability, and they give you advantage on saving throws against petrification because you're, around them all the time, building up a resistance to being petrified. So like, I like that a lot, right? I like the idea of taking NPCs that we've had over the, I guess, the past 10 years, putting them all into one big document or maybe a book, I don't know, and then the there'd be like a glossary or an appendix or something, right? Where you could like look up like power level. They could be sorted by power level. They could be sorted by descriptions. They could be sorted by class. So I'm running a new campaign, and there's a lighthearted bandit who joins the party. So I can look up all of the bandits and rogues and whatnot, and it's low level. And then I have some B team templates to choose from and just kind of slot that in. So the more of these that get built, the easier I think it becomes to use the system. As a fledgling Pathfinder 2 person, designing this stuff takes a bit more work. So it's harder for me to create a balanced and interesting BT member on the fly. So I would certainly benefit from going through and just building a ton of these in advance. So one of the things I'll probably do is, since I'm planning to run Kingmaker, and I'm also planning to run Stolen Fates, and I'm also planning to run Kobold King, I could take those 3 campaigns plus this one. I could go through and identify the story companions, like the ones that are obviously meant to be at some point allied with the party, and I could kind of come up with abilities for them. And then with that many defined, I think it would be a lot easier as new NPCs are introduced to just borrow those mechanics back and forth. So this is going to be sort of a background task as I am running and playing and experiencing the Pathfinder system. So I'm pretty excited about it. Pretty excited about it. Yeah. So I guess I'll practice shilling too. This is the kind of stuff that I'm able to create thanks to Patreon and the patrons over on Patreon who, I'm going to tell you, when you are feeling some imposter syndrome, but you see that there are 40-ish people that are just they're there for you, right? They're giving you money just because they think that you are really creative and they want to help you out. That's a good feeling. That's a really good feeling. So, yeah, if you have money, you don't know what to do with it, and you want to make me feel happy and creative and boosted, you can check out the Patreon. So there you go. I'm practicing. I'm practicing shilling. It felt bad. You don't have to. You don't have to go. You don't have to go. But if you wanted to, just crash him a Patreon. Anyways, so they also get access to anything that I do publish and all my maps and all my notes from all. Anyways, we're done chilling. So let's get back to the prep. All right, this team is on the airship. The airship is currently under attack by Puritans. The Puritans are not having the same impact that the Puritans had on the Sunset Group because I actually gave the NPCs in this campaign some hit points, so they weren't instantly killed, which is good. Also, based on player decisions, the squishiest NPC that I wanted to kill the most, Wit, is not in harm's way. Fortunately, I am moving him into harm's way as we speak so that he could get horribly murdered. Let's go to the airship and see how things are going. Now, we've already synced up this campaign with the other campaign last weekend, which is great. We have this lovely map with teleporters connecting everything to everything. We got people that are mobilizing to join the fray, as it were. We got these lovelies upstairs doing their NPC best to fight these dudes up on top of the balloon. And then down here, we've got this Periton who smashed down the glass. He's coming in to kick some ass. We got this cool-ass situation here between Discretion and this Periton. And then we got two more Peritons that are trying to kill Duga. Stack has arrived. Wit's over here. We're starting combat with a crazy fight on the airship, and I'm here for it, and I love it. Alright, so what else is going on? Let's get our Outlaws stuff booted up. Maybe? There we go. Yep. Stay open. Alright. Here we go. Alright. And then we go down to the airship. Alright. So shit that happens on the airship. I'm going to write it down on our dashboard so I don't forget. Alright, so the first encounter is Peritons. Now, during the Periton fight, we got to make Lucky disappear so that he can start the next event, which is Engine Sabotage. Alright. So while he's off doing that, then there's Passenger Drama. Now, the Passenger Drama says, a few hours after the engineers clear the jam propeller and the second kiss is back underway, another mishap occurs. Depending on which passengers join the characters, this incident might be a piece of passenger-related drama. For if Mr. Fly is on board, he tries to lure one of the other passengers to his cabin for brain surgery. If Hiram and Esther are on board, they try to get one of the player characters alone and push them off the airship or otherwise make them disappear. Brem and Finn Gallen, the married traders, might get into a shouting match that grates on the other passengers' nerves. Worst case scenario, all of these dramatic episodes occur simultaneously. So, based on who they brought on the ship, these guys, I feel, sure, they could try and assassinate the characters, but there's just not a lot of chances to do that. So I feel like they're mostly going to be snooping and spying. Now, they don't know that Lucky has been radicalized by his quote-unquote father, Mugland, and also has a bomb shoved way up his asshole. Way up his asshole. So that's two different things that they don't know about each other, right? Now, this lady, Usuvu, she really wants to find out what's going on with Kosawana. I think something interesting for her would have been Steal and Sweep Up, but this party did not bring Sweep Up with them, so I don't know if that's going to be an issue. There could be a situation with Gus being taken advantage of. There could be a drama with Jeremy overdosing. There could be a lot of crazy things that happen, but without Mr. Fly, I'm just not really feeling it. You know what I'm saying? There's also going to be drama with Vashon Gattleby, who is up here banging this goblin, and then so that could be the drama as well. It doesn't have to be a life or death situation. We will feel it out, whatever makes sense in the moment. Following that is Night Flight. Alright, so, obviously, shit's fucked on this ship, right? Because, they're cursed, okay? So, Night Flight equals snakes on a plane. So, let's see. Do we have our snakes? Let's check. So, we're going to go here, and we're going to type in snick. Oh my god, there's no snakes. Vipers? Alright, we got Giant Viper, and we got Viper Schwarms. Cool. Alright. Let's see. Then we've got Night Flight. And then everything is going to come to a head, I hope, with Lucky Legs. All right. Then we get to Cloud Reaver Keep. And let's see. All right. They could get delayed or not. They could do some fantasy shopping where all their dreams come true. Got a deal for you. All right. Then they're back underway. And that leads us to the Sky Marauders, which was a wild fight. Now, before we have Sky Marauders, we should have 1 day of peace. 1 day of peace. Then we have Sky Marauders, and then while the Sky Marauders are fighting, we trigger the Manticore event. And then they have to fight it to bloodied or crash. Now, if they do fight it to bloody and they don't crash, then they skip several of the encounters that Sunset has had to do, and they might make up for it. Also, while Sky Marauders are happening, there is a Mana Storm, which they want us to randomly roll for the effect. Ugh. Okay. Then they crash, and then, they get on with their lives. So, obviously, all those things aren't going to happen in 3 hours. I think that Sunset was on the airship for like 4 weeks or something. It felt like a long time. It did, and there was a lot of neat stuff that happened and cool stuff that happened and cool fights. I hope that we're not stuck that long this time, but given the nature of the map and the sort of chaoticness of the things that could happen, we could be roving all over the map again. And I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing, but that is what's coming down the pipe for this adventure. Now, in this particular group, we do have a player who, I don't know what the term is. We're not supposed to say trigger. It's the thing where you don't like a thing that happens in your game. And they came up with a very like cool and respectful way to describe it that's not triggers, but I can't think of it. So, like yeses and nos. I don't know. It's something like that. Anyways, one of the things is if a bad guy offers to surrender, they want to accept that surrender. Like they do not want to kill an enemy who has surrendered. Now, some of the people in the group, they don't give a shit about that. Fortunately, we're all adults and we understand that communication is the most important part of a successful tabletop RPG experience. So we've all talked about it outside of the game. I, as the GM, am going to try to minimize how frequently people try to surrender. For that reason, my goal is to have Asteri and Hiram only be spies, right? They're not assassins. They are spies. Because here's my take. If you're on an airship in the middle of nowhere and you try to kill these people on a boat, where are you gonna go? Are you gonna parachute down into the mana waste? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, yeah, if you could get away with throwing someone over the railing or something like that, sure. But like, I don't know. Like, that's pretty mean on my part because now I'm just like instantly killing one of the story characters because I threw them off the airship. So I feel like this book 2, it has enough TPK potential, it has enough player death potential that I don't need to be throwing people off of an airship. So I'm going to have those two be spies. I'm going to have Lucky be a saboteur and, I guess, suicide bomber. Lucky will obviously try to surrender if he gets caught. He doesn't even know that he has a bomb up his butt, right? He thinks he's smuggling some canister or something. So I have to be mindful of that for this game, not to create too many scenarios where the NPCs want to surrender and then may or may not be given that chance. So, adjusting the gameplay to suit the needs of your group and your players and all of that. Okay. Something that would be nice, like, for verisimilitude, would be to have some broken glass here. You'll notice that I didn't bother looking up the camping rules. Maybe because I don't really want to use the camping rules. I don't know. Could be. Congratulations. Hey, look at us. You have been specially selected to be among the very first to experience the revolutionary features of our upcoming Incarnate 2.0 product. I did not sign up for this. As a valued long-term pro member, oh, I am, by the way, a founding customer of Incarnate. In case you guys were like, man, this Crash guy, he doesn't have any credentials. He's just been running tabletop for 30 years. He doesn't have any actual credentials. Early adopter, Incarnate, baby. Back when we had like 5 stamps, that was me. I was there, giving them $25 a year and support. Anyways, as a valued long-term pro member, you are getting beta access to Art Manager, which we can now, I believe, store 500 custom stamps, which is amazing. Yeah, so 500. Shape and line tools, powerful, versatile, intuitively simple. Unleash your creative potential with ease, whether you're building rooms, walls, landscapes, rugged cliffs, caves, intricate dungeons. Sci-fi battle map styles. Oh man, right as Dom is finishing up Cyberpunk. Poor guy. That's okay. He had a great time. This is your chance to be a trendsetter. Oh man, there's nothing I like more than being a trendsetter. Hey. Anyways, we're gonna hit okay. I just came here to get some glass. That's okay. A broken glass stamp. All right, go in here, go here, and let's see, glass. Hey, there's our broken glass. That's a glass bottle, bro. We'll make it work. Or maybe not. Hold on. I can remove that one in the shop. You know what I'm saying? All right. Is that too much? Have I made too much glass? Maybe. All right. Let's grab this. Photoshop. 5 minutes till the game. We're using the last of our prep session to make a broken glass tile. That's just how it do sometimes. That's just how we do sometimes. All right. Punch that in. Go here. Get rid of all that blue. Oh, there's so much like subtle blue that we might have missed. There we go. Excellent. Looks like some more blue there. All right. And then we're going to get rid of the bottles because they are too distracting. So what can we do to get rid of the bottle? Here's a bottle piece right here. And then this is definitely a bottle piece right there. Head and cut this piece out. All right. I don't mind all that chunk right there. That's fine, I guess. This. Go down and grab this. All right. So it's still obvious that many parts of this were bottles, but that's okay. We're going to go in and we're going to desaturate it. We're going to go in and adjust the brightness and the contrast. There we go. We're going to go back in and we're going to select everything. And I did like that kind of subtle blue. So we're going to go ahead and add that blue back in, but real soft. Like there. All right. And then we're going to make those guys go together. Then we're going to increase the opacity or decrease the opacity to 50% so that you can see the floor through the broken glass. All right, now we're going to save it out. And ideally we would save it out as a WebP. So let me be a good kid and do that. So we'll go to documents and we'll do map broken glass. All right, wonderful. Okay, we'll head back over to Incarnate. We'll go to our tiles. We will go to our Forge assets. And we'll go to Mappos and Debris. And I probably already had broken glass. Oh, I didn't have broken glass. Yay. I feel like I do something right when I do it and I haven't already done it before. All right, and then we got this broken glass, which is huge. This is tremendously large broken glass. We're gonna bring it to the front. There we go. And we'll put broken glass here. And then we'll put some broken glass here from the scuffle, as it were, near that window. And then I'll put some broken glass over here because I just think that looks cool. That's the main reason I did it. There we go. I did all that work so that I could have this barely perceptible glass broken on my map. Anyways, sometimes you got to do the little things for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no shame in that. All right. Well, I got a game starting in 2 minutes. We're going to be playing Pirates all day from 1 to 1. So if you see me online, don't get too excited. It's just Sea of Thieves. But if you want to earn some channel points and help the Sea of Thieves community, you could just put us on your Twitch and wander off because you'll earn channel points. We'll earn points for Sea of Thieves unlocks by having viewers, and everyone will be happy. And if you want to drop some money for Extra Life, that's cool too. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Saturday, the rest of their weekend. We'll be back Monday for more Outlaws prep, and I'll see you next time.